Hello there. The BBC had better brace itself because the political debate on its very future starts today. Firstly, as ever, please kick that YouTube algorithm up the jacksie by giving this video a big fat like. And I do generally upload new videos every day, so please do check back daily. Now, the Culture Secretary, Baroness Nicky Morgan, will launch a public consultation today on the possible decriminalising of non-payment of the BBC licence fee. At the moment, you need a licence to watch TV or BBC iPlayer, with non-payment of the licence fee when doing so being a criminal offence and making you liable for a fine of up to £1,000. And if you then don't pay the fine, you could end up in prison. And remember, you have to pay the TV licence fee to watch or record programmes as they're being shown on TV on any channel. And it also covers watching live online TV services using any means and any use of the BBC iPlayer service. It's not just BBC programmes on your TV set. But on top of the question of whether or not to decriminalise the non-payment offence, the Culture Secretary also said that it was time to look at the relevancy of the fee itself in today's changing media landscape. But that won't be possible until after the current BBC Royal Charter runs out in 2027. But the BBC claims that a review in 2015 has already found that the current system is the fairest way of funding the BBC. And a BBC spokesperson said, "Of course we'll respond to the consultation whenever it is published, but the government has already commissioned a QC to take an in-depth look at this matter, and he found that the current system of criminal deterrence and prosecution should be maintained, and that it is fair and value for money to licence fee payers. The review also found that non-payment cases accounted for a minute fraction, only 0.3% of court time. Decriminalisation could also mean the BBC has hundreds of millions of pounds less to spend on programmes and services for audiences." However, for the ordinary viewer, much has changed since 2015. And it's not just on the technical front, with the explosion in the amount of audio and video content now being available to the average consumer, with much of that content also having to be paid for. No, it's also that many people now view the BBC as biased towards both the left and towards the European Union, even to the point of being anti-British. And to force people to pay for a service that they see is working against their interests is unconscionable. Especially if not doing so could end up with them having a criminal record. Baroness Morgan said, "As we move into an increasingly digital age, with more and more channels to watch and platforms to choose from, the time has come to think carefully about how we make sure the TV licence fee remains relevant in this changing media landscape. Many people consider it wrong that you can be imprisoned for not paying for your TV licence and that its enforcement punishes the vulnerable. Today we are launching a public consultation to make sure we have a fair and proportionate approach to licence fee penalties and payments that protects those most in need in society." Now, the licence fee hits the most vulnerable, and after June this year, many over 75s will be required to start paying for the first time. And those that get hauled through the courts are usually the most vulnerable. But the Labour Party seems to like the lefty-leaning Beeb so much that the Shadow Culture Secretary Tracy Brabin said, "The future of the BBC is under serious threat from this Conservative government. Decriminalising non-payment of the licence fee will leave the corporation without a predictable income and potentially hundreds of millions of pounds short. The BBC as a public broadcaster is highly valued and something we should fight to protect." So it looks like Labour is also fighting to support the BBC so it can keep hauling the most vulnerable and those that don't want to watch politically biased and PC BBC muck through the criminal courts. Sounds about right for this Labour bunch, doesn't it? And not a mention of the extra £3 we'll all have to find after it goes up again this year. This review could be the opening salvo in a long battle. A battle the Beeb brought on itself by treating the airwaves as its own left-wing and pro-EU propaganda playground. Anyway, if you want to hear more from me, please don't forget to subscribe and also press that little bell, or you won't get any notifications. And if you want to see more of me, buy a mug with my mug on it. So, do you think the BBC should or will survive? Please share and comment, and thank you for watching. Please do like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. And thank you very much for watching.